Esan oye. So anyway, ole Benjamin Egbeli. Esan ole making. Me da mero nege na mere 12. Prive me 12 me troka me tukpe a me tuko. Me tui eni jeno se wan keke. Elena vi Munich vi Germany. Oema lui Esan Cultural Day. So on Esan Cultural Day na malu Elena oema reta mi ebo wona bonage ebi wan lu to Esan ebe zela da mi Esan o mama they unique. So mandai magbo remale ebi makin ge ewesi ole makin oto wa no se wa eri o mare mo pele gbe mare go ko mo gbe ole ebi wan lo
Kosa.
Watemo imame o Sijere jeside nana mi o Achale na rupe koran serupe koran watemo imame o Sijere jeside Aligene mi ona mi e wa gbon o Iwo Esan Ari mi o Emo lagbon na ye igogo na Ori zona gbe Ayo no nyele na nya ho Bajaga nye no se Akono fire where ye je Oba foso Ijere jesije Moga luna o, Esan ye ba je a o. Ebukale wale o. Achale na rupe gbora watemo imame o. Ijere jeside o, ijere jeside mi ono ime o.
Yes, he owns everything. again. Thank you very much for coming. So, we actually have the intention of starting this program by 2:15. But unfortunately, because of preparations from different angles to make sure today we are able to present a very good situation for every one of us here. So that is why we are starting now. So we do apologize for that. But now, what we are going to start with is something very unique. So what are we trying to say? The Esan Association MUNICH is not a body that only do merriment of drinking and partying. It's a body that brings people together and also educate. We learn, we integrate. We want to know where we are. We want to know what are the do's and don'ts. We also want to be guided in our daily lives, because there is a lot of things, or there are a lot of things going on that sometimes, because of lack of communication and education, we are not aware of. So in that case, Esan Association MUNICH is a place where you, on individual basis, indirectly or openly, we can always reach out to you in case of there is question to ask, there is a paper to treat, there is an office to go. How do we do this? This is a place where we assist in those areas. Just like the way where we are now. This is a governmental building, and of course here, I've even heard from one or two persons, they went to their school here. So there is educational center, and not until we bring it to your notice, you will not be aware of it. We are grown up and we have our children. So what we must be thinking, or what we should think about, is where do we place our children tomorrow? Because it is now we start to lecture them. And we can't do it alone. We need assistance of our own togetherness and the relationship of the people who we are living in their own country. If we don't do this, we might not know. In some cases, I've seen where a boy goes to school or a guy goes to school, when it is time to go to university, they said he's not qualified, he has to go and do hospital. Isn't it also? Good. But now, it won't happen if we start training them together with them from beginning. We know the situation is difficult. We go to work, by the time we are back, we are tired. But if we put them somewhere apart from school to do lessons, because we do this also in Nigeria, when they come back from school, we have lesson teachers, we have classes where they go to brush up before they go to the main school. So it's possible here, but we have to know how and when and where to do it. So that is why Esan Association is there for you all. So for us to receive that lecture today, we have a lady who is here with us from the state of Munich. Her name is Dr. Kondren. You're welcome.
Thank you very, very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for the invitation, dear Benjamin. Can we dim the light a bit? Thank you. Today it's about culture, German culture and integration, understanding, connecting, thriving. The next slide is typical German. It's a rule, it's a regulation. Don't take pictures because of the copyright.
Yeah.
Good. So, who am I? My background, my name is Kundri. You can call me Kundri. I'm an ethnologist. I'm a lecturer at the University of the Bundeswehr since 17 years. Normally I give lectures and seminars for German companies sending the people, the employees abroad. Not just to African countries like Nigeria, Lagos or South Africa or Kenya, but also to Brasilia, to Saudi Arabia. It's quite different. And I work for the network companies integrate refugees, young people from all over the world, a lot of young men and women from Somalia, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, and I help the trainers in the company to understand the young people, and I try to support the young people to understand us, and I know the Germans, we are not the easiest guys, I know it really. My country experience on the African continent is Cameroon, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and 2019 I've been to Nigeria, I've been to Benin City, and you see, thank you, I like your country very, very much. On the picture you can see me with Ohe Obaru, one of the high priests of Oba Evuare II. And he showed me He showed me his 500-year-old sword. He showed me the witch trees, and I was so much interested in the subject that he asked me, "Are you a witch?" and I felt very honored, really. But of course I'm none. Good. So the objectives of today, I do not know if you know the cartoon, the very famous French cartoon, Asterix and Obelix. Do you know them? Okay. And here you can see Obelix saying, "These Germans are crazy." Because he always said, "These Romans are crazy," when he didn't understand them. Of course we are not crazy, but that's the reason of this lesson. We have to try to understand each other. It's about German culture and cultures, because everybody here in this room, we don't have just one culture. You at least, you're Nigerian, you are Esan, you have your family culture, you have your company culture. That all is a combination. We all have a lot of different cultures. And I try to bridge Nigerian and German cultures or our values, and then have a short conclusion. Good. When we talk about Germany, it's also the same like with Nigeria. We have different areas from north to south, from west to east. It's the Hausa are different from the Igbo, from the Bini, from the Esan. And it's the same in Germany. We have the northern part, they are a bit more stiff. We have the southern part, Bavaria. We have the western part with a lot of industry, and eastern part, the former GDR, with a socialistic history, and it's quite different to the West, still today. And all the areas have different costumes, dances, food, also very similar to Nigeria. We have to look who is the person whom I'm talking to. I think it's very important. What generation, what education, which area, and all this is a combination. This slide I named Iceberg Ahead, because you can see culture like an iceberg. We see just only the top, maybe 10%, maybe 20%. I see your beautiful clothes. I see how you made your headscarf. I see food in Nigeria, but what I don't see, how do you educate your children? What is your attitude towards elderly persons? What is fair, what is unfair? All these aspects are hidden below the waterline. You see here's the iceberg, and the rules are under the waterline. Just the top, we are just aware about the things at the top, and all the other things are hidden. And that is sometimes when cultures meet, cultures collide. Because the part underwater is much bigger than the part above the water. And that means sometimes we see, oh, bang, there is an irritation, but I do not know what really happened. I just feel something doesn't feel right for me. I'm used to another behavior. I don't understand exactly what's going on. And that is why the iceberg is quite a nice picture for that. So, be spontaneous. What comes to your mind when you think Germans or Germany? And don't be afraid, you won't hurt me. Just give me some words, some keywords.
Powerful.
Powerful, oh, thank you, okay. What else?
Straight.
Straight. Very straight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Truthful. Truthful.
Truthful. Truthful, thank you.
They give the time.
Taking,
They give the time. One choice. Discipline.
What was it?
Discipline.
Discipline, exactly. Okay.
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. Good. So, researchers found out the Germans are very factual orientated. So that means when we work together, we are doing a project. I don't want to drink coffee or tea, I want to do my project. I want to do it now, and I'm getting really nervous. But afterward, when we manage our project, of course I will drink coffee with you. But first the facts, first the project, and then the connections, the human connections. Then Germans stick to rules and regulations, and we don't think about them. There is a rule, so I keep this rule because I've learned it. Maybe it's a stupid rule, don't know, but I have learned it, and it saves a lot of time. Then our time planning, our time management, you noticed it. We have it since the time of the industrializations, when the people had to be on time in the factories. That means since around 1800, we are used to it. And not many years ago, babies got every 4 hours their milk bottle. So, hungry or not, bam, milk bottle, every 4 hours. So we are used to keep our time still since childhood, sorry. Another thing, many of us separate business from life. Very often you have colleagues, you like your colleagues, but at 5 o'clock your ways will be separated, mostly. Of course, in some teams there is understandings, they like each other, but the average German will have after 5 o'clock another community than within the company. Then what we are feared for nearly all over the world is our directness. Yes is yes, no is no. Things between we don't like. Perhaps, maybe, let's see, wow, for German that's really hard. And respect for privacy. To get invited to a German home, you really must be friends. It is not so easy. And very often people coming from all over the world to Germany, always they ask me one question: how can I make friends in Germany? Yeah, and it's not easy. Some people think we are like coconuts, rough, ugly from outside, hard to get in, but when you're in, you will be friends forever. Good. And individualism, it is also important for the children. I mean, I'm sure you have noticed it. A lot of German parents, they educate their children to be individual, to speak up, to discuss with the elderly. And I tell at this point, Because what happened to a friend of mine, she's from Cameroon, she has a very clever little girl, her daughter, and she came to school last year. And the teacher, because the girl, she's respectful to elder people, she doesn't discuss with elder people. So the teacher thought it's not the right place, a normal school. And they wanted to send the child to a Förderschule for handicapped people. But her mother, from Cameroon, she fought for her like a lioness. And now she is in the normal class, and she's one of the 3 best of the class. So, but you have to be aware what can happen if the teacher have no idea that other cultures are different from the German cultures. Really, the mothers, please, be strong. I know you are it, but it's important. Good. Then our German proverbs. Maybe you know them. Dienst ist Dienst und Schnaps ist Schnaps. And that means work is work and leisure time is leisure time. So that's a separation. Or the children, they always hear, erst die Arbeit, dann das Spiel. First homework, then you can go out and play with the neighbor kids. Separated. Oder, in der Kürze liegt die Würze. Be short in your speech, and then it will be spicy, people will like it. And the last one, jeder ist seines Glückes Schmied. That means you are the architect for your own future. Nix inshallah or something, you are the architect of your future. Good. And now, when we compare it with Nigerian values, of course, all the values depend on the person. We never speak only about culture. It's always a mixture: culture, individual, and the situation. All 3 are mixed. It's never just culture. Nigerian values: extended family as a core group. Yes, we like our families too, but we have Kernfamilie, just parents, grandparents, children. Maybe aunts and uncles, maybe cousins. Then obligations of relatives towards one another. In Germany it's not usual. You care for your children, and maybe if you're a godmother for your niece or your nephew. Hierarchical structures. Yes, I can accept hierarchy when the person is capable to do something. I don't accept hierarchy because the person is from a special family, because the parents are famous. Germans don't accept it. They have to know that you are able to do things. Then, for the Nigerian values, man above woman. I put it in italics because I have never met so strong women like in Nigeria. So I think a lot of men feel strong, and the women at least are as strong as they are. But I think you know it better than I do. Then religion is important for Nigerians, and in Germany, for some of us religion is important, but we do not talk about it. It's a private thing. Normally you don't talk about religion. And then compassion and sociability is normal for many Nigerians. But as I told you, in Germany, a lot of people center around themselves. Okay. But I think we should focus on what we have together. Like the family importance, like education focus. For all of you, it's important that your kids get a good education, hard work. I always have the feeling Nigerians are businessmen and businesswomen. Everyone is doing anything, I don't know what. And both of us, we have a deep history. You have your kingdoms, we have Ware, we have our kings. Then art, rich handicrafts. economy is for both our countries very important. I mean, Nigeria, it's now first or second place. Meanwhile, second place in economy in Africa. I think South Africa is first place. And ancestor worship, we have it too. You won't believe me, but we have it every year on 1st of November. We go to the cemeteries and bring flowers to our ancestors. So, here can you see the perception of Africa in Germany. And that is a big problem because most Germans have no idea what Africa means. Very often you can hear on broadcast TV or read in the newspaper, India, Bolivia and Africa. The first two are countries and Africa is a continent. With 55 countries which are in them very diverse. And so that means, I think that is your job to help the Germans to understand what Africa really means, what Nigeria means. And this is a map. I don't know if you can see it. There is how Germans receive Africa. You see in the Egypt part, there's written all-inclusive. That no Germans, they go for holidays, all-inclusive. Then, where we have Somalia, Sudan, somehow a big conflict. They know nothing, they know there's a big conflict. Then, irgendwie kleine Konflikte, somehow minor conflicts in the western part. Then Congo, oh, there are two Congos. Namibia, don't Google German history in Namibia. So, and also they don't know how huge the African continent is, and sometimes they understand it when I show them. You can put the US in the western part, you can put China in Central Africa to the south, India to the Horn of Africa, and all the small European countries to the rest. Nigeria's history, some know a bit about it because of the Benin bronzes, which have to go back, which are, the owner is Evoire II, there is no other solution. And a lot of Germans think African history began with the arrival of the Europeans, what is completely nonsense. And also a point, you have to help them, really. They have to know it. Don't let us die stupid. Maybe some of you explain your country, for example, from Nigeria to Germany. You can see here this blue bullet. It's a so-called honeymoon phase, like a new relationship. Best man ever, best woman ever. And then you stay together, and after a while, oh, not so good as I thought at the beginning. And then here is a crisis. You can separate, or you can try really to live together. And it's the same with our country. A lot of people, this is the point, they want only one thing, home, home, home. Because they don't know that it will become better. You adapt rules, you adapt customs, and so it's you really can live in Germany, but you will never come to this level, and this wasn't realistic. The second one, maybe some of you experienced already, when you're going back on holiday home to Nigeria, Edo State, you're quite happy, food from mama, meeting your friends, but then you will get a second culture shock. And a lot of people experience this second culture shock as much harder than the first one, because they weren't aware. But you develop a lot during the time in another country, in Germany. And your people at home, of course, they develop too, but quite in another direction. And sometimes here friends separate, and you're looking for new friends with a similar experience to your own life. That's true? Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Good. Then you know, handshake. Handshake is important for us, also between men and women. And I shook hands today with some of you. But the German handshake, you have to press the hand, even if it's a lady. And we have heard as a child, a strong handshake means a strong character. That's it. And when it's too soft, the Germans think, does he or she really has a strong character? So, of course, you shouldn't break my fingers or crush my hand, but I would like to feel it. Then eye contact. And I have experienced in Nigeria that a lot of people younger than myself don't look in my eye out of respect. In Germany, if Germans have never been abroad or not in a country where people respect elderly people, not looking to their eye, a German would say, wow, doesn't look to my eye, I think I can trust this person. I think this person has no interest in what I am saying. Yeah? You experienced it? You experience it too? Yeah. So be aware of this. Or tell them you are used, because it's not a one-way street. You have your experience, I have mine. I think we have to meet in the middle. And tell us, sorry I'm not used, and it's a sign of respect. So small talk, of course, we don't have a lot of small talk. But when we have small talk, it's about the weather, it's about sports, it's about holiday, it's about soccer, especially the men, but not only the men. About the job. Job, yes. Money, no. Money, to talk about the money. One way, it's always from both sides. Then I think what Germany can learn from Nigerians is your hospitality, which got lost during the centuries in Germany, is your community spirit, which also got lost in Germany, and your adaptability. And you can see two pictures, two from Esan countries, the dancing ladies and a mask dance. And the same for Bavaria. We have also the dancing ladies and the Lederhosen guy. And we have also masks. Say, throw the winter out. So we can look for similarities. That makes it much easier. So that means for integration, embrace both cultures, seek opportunities to connect, especially the children, the young people, and be patient with the process, it takes time. So, integration doesn't mean losing the identity. It means to get one more layer of identity on your Nigerian identity. And my last sentence, those who laugh together, stay together, and in this spirit, let's have a wonderful afternoon and evening.
Thank you, Dr. Goodrin. That's a beautiful lecture from her. And I hope we enjoy it, and I believe we've learned one or two things about the lecture today. So please, if there is any other part of this lecture you did not understand, we're always there to assist you in the Esan Association MUNICH eval. Every first Saturday of every month, that is when we do hold our meetings. And we have our meetings at Hilfe Centrum, Western Straße, just after Hauptbahnhof here. So our address of meeting point will always be displayed in our platform. So now we are about to kick up with the whole show. And of course, and after what we are going to do now, we are going to welcome our invitees. We also have Ferrines organizations we invite from different part of Munich. They are also here with us. So before then, I will say, Esan, oh yeah! Esan, oh yeah! And now, to start the program, we have our PRO, and who is going to MC this program today. So it's because he has been busy, that is why I'm here doing his job. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to formally welcome our PRO, who I will hand over officially this microphone to direct the program of today. So the next on our agenda will be something he's going to announce so that we kick off. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the podium front here, Mr. Christian Obainoke.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All Esan party, oye. Ivo Esan, oye. We are Esan. And I know by the grace of God, if you are a Nigerian, you know Esan. But for the interest of our honorable doctor that just addressed us, I will want to show her in the map of the world where the Esan people actually is from. We have Esan. Thank you, thank you. We have something in Esan land we call the procession. That is Uje. You know what is Uje, madam? Procession. God bless you. You learn very fast. Esan, the home of culture and hospitality. That's how we try our best to put smile on people's faces, even when we're not that rich, but we'll make you happy. Thank you once more for your lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be going out now for our solemn procession to dance in here, so our people in Africa, Edo State to be precise, can see us right now. If you have your TikTok channel, Facebook, we could go live right now because we're going to do that. We are coming. Yeah? Yes. But before then, we will stand up now for our Esan national anthem. God bless you. Mr. DJ, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You may have your seats now. Please, we shall be going out now to dance and come in ceremoniously like we always do it in Esan, please. And
Bolo na bo, bolo ga ba yo. Bebe. Oh, we never done put it up young and young and young. Oh, Blacko, and we are well over that. I put on the coupon one of you. Oh, however, I'm going to have a happy here. Oh, but I do it. Hey, you're one of them. I do know my
Thank you. Wabulo. Yes, Papa for Mother Kike by. Yes, oh yeah! Yes, oh yeah! Yes. Wapo, keke. Oh yeah! Any kind of willow. I go to Kilo here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome you all here this evening. So, but we are going to start the real program now where everybody will be fully involved. We are sorry you'll be here. The first part of this occasion has just begun, and we know we have something for all of us here to eat and drink. So, please, for those our children that are here, we also made a provision for the children upstairs. Upstairs in the first floor, we have 2 rooms that is placed for the children in case the children want to go up there, because actually we don't want to inconvenience. We don't want to inconvenience the children at any time. So we would like to have them, and for those that want to stay here, please stay and be peaceful. So, and then we have this place and we have a place behind. The place behind is where we have our foods and our drinks. So here is for entertainment, and the other side is for refreshment. So I think the MC will expatiate more on the activities. Thank you very much. So MC, please, are you around? When is the MC, please?
Ne Dutch choice be soy. Eri okun we ni ne doctor we ni fo. Ne ni Ghana ne meje na doctor la bobo. The next item of the program is we have special invitees here. Like, I will want to first of all introduce the man that made it happen this afternoon. Our Honorable Chairman of Esan Association MUNICH, the former President of Nigeria Association MUNICH, and of course is a father in Christ in the English-speaking Catholic mission in Munich. I'm talking about no other person other than Mr. Ben Egbeli. Please give him a round of applause. The next on my list is the Nigeria Community President, Honorable Engineer Kasim Ujoye. Please stand up for recognition, sir, and come to the high table. The next is no other person than Edo State #1 citizen in Munich. I'm talking about my chairman, my idol, Mr. Oshodi, please. Even if you are not coming, sir, please rise for recognition. Please give him a round of applause. Okay. We are also inviting a man of God. He's also my mentor. I'm talking about the Data Forum Organization Chairman, Chieftain Victor Agali. please come to the high table. Is Mr. Agal inside? Alright, your seat is reserved. Please come on to the high table. We are inviting our brother. He is a philanthropist from Edo State, and by the grace of God, #1 citizen of Edo State today. It's a personal confidence of his. I'm talking about an Urumi man, a prince. Mr. Eromosele Okoji, sir, you are welcome to the high table. We also have a man of God in our midst who has succeeded in bringing most of us together, even some of us that never knew we were from Edo State. I'm talking about Mr. Pastor Newton Enaboro. Please come over to the guys. Members of the executive and coordinators in all Esan group that our honorable president have been able to put together here today will be coming to my right hand of the table here, including myself, my secretary, and of course our treasurer. I'm starting with our secretary tonight, a man that has been able to distinguish between fraud and fair play. I mean, Mr. Joseph Otoide. Please come over tonight. We also have a brother here. When we talk about Esan people, amongst us, not just in Munich, I talk about Europe in general. If you talk about Esan people and not 10 people mention his name, that means you don't know him. A whole lot of us know him here with his Spitzname, Jamhauta Macaulay. But people like I know him with his pet name. He is a man of his words, a supporter, a cheerful giver, and a philanthropist. I'm talking about no other one other than Mr. Joseph Emoir, aka Tupac. Our honorable organizer, a father, an advisor, a motivation speaker, happens to be one of our member of the board of trustees in Esan Association Munich Eval. He is a pastor that a whole lot of people know here, and he's a pastor that a whole lot of people are going to know tonight. I'm talking about no other than Pastor Prince Ahianti. You are welcome to the executive table, sir. We have a brother that have been holding seats in various organizations in Munich that actually gave me reasons to believe that I should be proud of where I am from, wherever I stand. He is an orator, a man of his words. I'm talking about our brother, Chief Dr. Ogono. Please come on over to the church. As we proceed
we are still waiting for some members, real respected members of Esan, and some of them are sitting out there. I don't want to make mistakes by mentioning names because I see how people are looking at me. But in a nutshell, we are all special. My names are Christian Onabrehai, here at the Public Relationship Desk of Esan Association, MUNICH. Our sisters on this right hand side are the women. You know, in Esan land we say, that means a child that the mother has his back never falls. That's that. So that's why we respect our women so much. They make it a reality when we call Esan the home of culture and hospitality. Our women are very hospitable. They are the ladies on this right hand side. Please give them a round of applause. They are not complete though, but I know some of them are still coming. Correct. And our fathers that are sitting out here, some of them look like Jamaicans, some of them look like Germans, some of them look like British citizens, but we all know we are Isha men because we are special. If your names are not mentioned tonight, I reserve this resounding apology because we are overspending our time on the microphone. I want you all to give yourselves a hand of applause if you are an Isha man sitting out here. God bless you all. Thank you very much. The next item of the program is our dance culture by our Esan sisters and daughters. I am calling on the ladies that are going to dance and entertain us today with our dance culture. Please get ready. Yeah, please get ready to come and entertain us. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ, prepare their sound. Prepare their sound. Why I'll give our chairman, the Otoknadu of Esan, the microphone to give us his welcome speech. Madam,
Hello?
Andy.
Hello?
Andy.
Hello? Hello?
Honor, put it on.
Hello? Yeah. Esan, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Esan, oh yeah. Good afternoon once again, brothers and sisters. When I say Esan, oh yeah, we all are Nigerians. As a Nigerian, which I'm very proud of, I'm able to identify myself as Esan, ethnic group or a tribe in the Benin Kingdom of Edo State. First of all, I want to say I welcome you here on behalf of the Esan Association MUNICH. To the President of the Nigeria community, to the chairman of the Data Forum, every official sitting right here on the high table, and especially also my brother here from the lineage of our kingdom, Ribukoje. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I highly welcome you to this grant. First of all, I want to quickly tell you shortly about the Esan Association MUNICH Eval. The Esan Association MUNICH Eval was put together far back as 1999. That is to say precisely, if I'm not mistaken, should be around 24, 25 years ago, thereabouts. So what was the idea of putting this Esan association together? This blessed day in 1999, we were individuals that were invited to the Oduduwa's party. And when we got to the Oduduwa's party, you will know the name Oduduwa is attributed to the Yoruba people of our dear country. So they had this party on that day and we happened to be there. And that was the first time we would actually figure out that so people can also come together as a tribe in Deutschland. So because of that, through interaction with one another, we figure out that even on that party, we have to obtain each other that we got to know each other. And that was when we spoke with ourselves, and the people I can remember that evening that were there was myself, Mr. Prince Anyante, one brother Otto Hillier, and one guy also, Victor Osaje. So these were the people that I can remember that were there. And in that point, we figured out that one of our brothers that is late now, his name is Dr. Mike Irenere, who was also a former chairman of Nigeria community, was there. And we figured out as well, he's an Ishaman. So the discussion came up, and my brother sitting here, Prince Anyante, took a biro, took a paper, and put down our names. That was the beginning of Esan Association in 1999. So please join me to give a hand of applause to our brother Prince. So it's on record that the founder of Esan Association were these people who put their ideas together to raise the Esan Association, which Prince Anyante had a continuation of it, and in the year 2000 it was discussed and embarked, and then they proceed to the state of Munich for registration. And during that registration, we have people who also signed that document, which we have to date in our archive. So since 2000, the Esan Association has been registered. And what was the aim of Esan Association? The aim of Esan Association is to bring the Esan people together. It's an umbrella to unify the people of Esan living in Munich and Bayern as well, to build good relationship with the German people, to integrate ourselves properly in the society, and also showcase our cultural heritage to the people of Federal Republic of Germany and the Deutschland, and as well other African countries that are residing here in Deutschland. So, and the struggle continues. We all know it's not easy to bring people together because we have our different diversity. The way we think, the way we do things, we cannot do it the same way. But one thing that is important is, no matter how difficult it is, we should have a common ground to say, from today, I forgive you, you forgive me, and we build unity. And that unity is why we are here today. So, we have had several meetings, several discussions, and the only way to resolve and bring our people together is not by positions, it's not by who is chairman, it's not by who is secretary, it's not by who is whatever position you are holding. What we are after is the unification of Esan people. And the only platform that is registered, recognized by the state, that you can do things legal without fear or favor is the Esan Association Munich Eval. Where we are using right here, right now, don't we pay for it, but you have to be in the rightful seat of the car to be able to drive and turn your steering to get this place. Which means we are here today, the state of Munich work tirelessly with us to make sure we get this place to use. And this is the first time in the fence. This is the first time in the past 10, 15 years. So the beginning is yet, and now we are saying this beginning will continue in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. We will never break down. We will continue to move strong in strength, in peace and in love. And maybe your chairman today, democracy is what we practice in the Esan Association. The right to choose and the right to be the right to choose and the right to choose for. So you choose for me, I choose for you with no sentiment. And this example we want to display it so that in the next future all other veterans living, operating in Munich we also say Esan Association is doing well, and is doing well is what we want to achieve. So I'm really grateful to you being here this evening. I recognize every other association that we invite here today. The Delta Forum, I highly welcome you. Please give a hand of applause to the Delta Forum there. The Edo Union, I highly welcome you. And of course the Nigerian community, which is the umbrella of all of us here, I highly welcome you. What we are doing today is our cultural day, and it's a good example. We are not only showing it to the Esan people, but we are showing it to all the range, all the states, all the people, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that Esan people has carried out the flag of the Nigeria as a proud one as long as we are Asian. So I want to say thank you all. We have time. If I'm called upon again, I will give you a speech. And this speech is from the bottom of my heart. There is no two ways about it. It's consecrated and no word change. If you ask me tomorrow, I will tell you what we are after is peace, unity, and proper integration of our people with the German culture, so that our children can continue from where we stop. May God bless you all. God bless Esan land. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
The next item on our program now is our sisters in the house and their invitees to come and dance. And after our sisters, then Edo community representatives and our chairman, then Delta, the Nigerians, and so what have we? In a nutshell, we are glad to have you all here. And sister, I'm with you. The shall start your Esan. Someone kid Esan. So, like you guys are doing that, our in-laws can come and spray, though we have no dollar around. If we accept Naira as well, because we are Esan, we accept Euro. That's how we do it.
Olha aqui, meu povo é feio. Você lembra?
Dancing programs, and this is the time for us to recognize properly and have a dancing engagement with our special invitees that are here this evening. So I don't know if the director are around now, because I've got a message that he wants to come and dance with us. So if you are here, please, the Delta people, join us while we dance together. Thank you.
Delta and Chairman, please. Thank you.
That's how we come.
very much. Our president. Anytime the Esan Association is doing something, we will not forget to invite you. And when you are doing, please don't forget to invite us. We are one. If not, tell me, where are we coming from? The olden days, we have been there. Up and down. So we are one. Thank you very much. God bless you all. So we are moving to the next item on our agenda, with that missing word. I will say, when we invite people, we always want to make sure we manage with them, we keep them happy, and at the end of the day, they will have a testimony to give by the time they get home. So, right now, I will hand over the microphone to our PRO. He knows what to do next. Thank you. Thank you.
whether you like it or not.
anniversary. So, the Edo Union like I said before, we already know that the Edo Union is doing their 25th year anniversary, and we are invited to be there, and they are here. But I want to tell you, that is not the reason why they are here. They are here because we are one family. We are Edo State, and like I grew up as a child before today of my old age, one thing I've learned that even though I don't speak Benin, I understand the word. Oba Tope! Oba Tope! So I so much love that word to the extent when I come to Benin some few times, I will say I want to do the palace. So I go there in 2 or 3 occasions to actually see for myself. So what I'm trying to say is we are not stranger to one another. We are brothers. So on the 25th of their anniversary, definitely we are invited and we are going to be there by the grace of God. On behalf of the Esan Association MUNICH, I thank you and I wish you all the best, and we are going to be with you in unity. Thank you for being here. I want to say I thank you to Oshodi, who led the Edo Union, and I want to thank all the noble men who came with him. Thank you and God bless you all. Yes, now, yeah. Edo, yeah. Oba Tope. Odo Diata,
Thank you, everybody. Mr. Chairman, please don't sit down. The next music of is going to be for you and your executive and every other person. Mr. DJ, the next music of Chairman will tell you the music to play. Then it will be for the Chairman and his executive director. But in the nutshell, Mr. Chairman, sir, I beg your pardon, I continue again. Esan Association MUNICH, oh yeah. Like I said earlier, the next music on cue, Mr. DJ, please. I know my chairman loves Sonny Okosun because he's a freedom fighter. He told me before, so I don't know which record now, please. Which one is going to play for you?
So,
and your Esan people.
Please, this time, if I'm going to do something, I hope some of us know what I know how to do best. So, this time I'm going to do something a little bit because it's not possible for me to have a full band here. So I'm going to do some mimic so that we see and dance together with it. So if what I do is what you used to watch those times in the TV, then I'm only trying to remind us the past, the life of yesterday with our legends, Sonny Okosun from Isha. Thank you very much. And of course, I want to say Edo, thank you very much. You brought some dollars for us, not some, many. So now we can change. Anybody want to change dollar a day? Thank you. So I'm inviting In a full band, you will have the drummer, the keyboard, the guitar, the percussionist, and then you have the chorus singer. So they will be taking the chorus while we do the Sunday gospel. Is it also? So, all right. So I may not be able to control the guru.
Now, if you really don't understand, you are about to watch an explosive performance. The only artist that Michael Jackson actually wanted to make a go away before he lost his life. It's a pity, and those of us that are fortunate, my chairman himself, the Benele want to do some new concert for us. So it's a free entertainment. Mr. DJ,
the executive, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to give all the courtesy, all the respect to the Esan people, to the Esan land, to our legend, late Sonny Okoso. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He was a son of our great land. He made us proud. And today, we play this music in his memory. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you, and God bless you all. So next time, just try to catch me live and direct. Thank you.
Cosas